Imagine that your school bus had giant legs, a lizard's head, large pointy plates down its back, and long tail with thorns on the end, swinging it about to defend itself from predators. If it did, the bus would be a Stegosaurus. That's how big it was. It lived 150 million years ago, walking around on its four limbs, feeding on leaves, mosses, ferns, and fruits. Stegosaurus had a small head and a small jaw with small teeth, so some say it's impossible for the Stegosaurus to obtain and process the amount of plant material required to sustain its size. Therefore, we are missing a part of the puzzle. Can you imagine how could Stegosaurus have gotten so big with such a small jaw? Maybe it ate extra protein-rich algae from lakes. Or maybe the big plates on its back were somehow capturing energy from the environment. Or maybe it was making protein shakes when nobody was looking. Either way, Stegosaurus was one massive animal. Let's make a clay Stegosaurus and make it look cool. Gather your materials and let your imagination run wild. Nobody knows for sure what color dinosaurs were since they lived so long ago, and we can only guess their color based on fossils and other ancient evidence that has been found. Let's make ours with blue skin. Get some blue clay and use a rolling pin to flatten it until it's very thin. Cover the aluminum structure using small patches of clay. Once you cover the entire structure, rub the surface with your fingers to smooth it out and make it even. You may add pieces of clay wherever you need to give Stegosaurus the shape you want. For example, place some clay on the front legs to make the thick, knobbly knees. Fade the added clay into the rest of the body by rubbing the seam with your finger until it is seamless and the added portion becomes part of the body. Repeat this process with the hind legs to give them their robust shape, like they are strong enough to hold this humongous lizard. Now we are going to give some texture to the skin. Make 4 small spheres and roll them into snakes. Place them on the upper side of each leg where the leg meets the body, making a bow-shaped flap of skin. Then, make some wrinkles for the ankle by making even smaller balls, rolling them into short, thin sticks and placing them on each ankle. 2 wrinkles per leg. Next, we will make 3 rings for the wrinkles on the neck. Roll 3 balls, a little larger than all the previous ones, and make 3 strips which you will wrap around the neck, closer to the body than to the head, and place them up against each other. Start from the bottom side of the body and go all the way around so that the ends meet up at the throat. Finally, make 2 more wrinkles for each of the front legs by placing 2 short, thin strips of clay on the inside of the leg where it meets the body. Make some spots on the skin by taking some gray clay and rolling it into a long snake. Take little bits of clay from the tip of the snake to make very small spheres, flatten them, and place them all over the body. For the armor plates along the back, start by mixing the color you want to make them with. We used a mixture of pink and purple. Roll this clay into different balls of increasing size, starting from very small for the ones near the base of the tail and getting bigger as you go up the back. To make the shape of these plates, flatten the balls into circles about 1/8 of an inch thick and give each circle 5 edges to make an irregular pentagon with 2 edges longer than the others. Place the base of each pentagon along the back of the body so that it is pointy on top and it runs parallel to the backbone. Make 2 rolls of plates parallel to each other with the biggest plates up top when you reach the middle, and then start to make them smaller from the middle as you approach the neck. Decorate each plate by placing 3 vertical strips of different colored clay on the outside face of the plate. Do this for both rows of plates. We made these stripes pink. Now this Stegosaurus is lively with vibrant colors. To highlight the plates, take some clay of yet a different color, such as light blue, and roll it into a short, thin strip. Stick it along the edge of each plate. To make the toes, roll small balls of the color used for the skin, 3 for each foot, and place them accordingly on the bottom front part of the leg. For the claws, roll 3 more slightly smaller balls for each foot and place them flat over the toes. Make the claws white, unless you want to give your dinosaur a pedicure. To make the spikes on the end of the tail, roll white clay into long thin cones and place 2 on each side of the tip of the tail, pointing slightly up and slightly to the side. Now let's work on the face. First, shape the head into a pointy beak on the front and round on the back. Take some of the color used for the skin to make the bottom jaw. Shape it into a ball, then flatten it. Pick a different color, such as purple, to be the inside of the mouth. Make a smaller ball and flatten it against the bottom jaw so that it fits inside and both colors remain visible. Add a short, thin cone on top to make the tongue. You can make it wavy or in any position you want. Shape the bottom jaw to match the beak you made on the head, wrapping the round end on the back around the bottom of the top jaw. Make a strip for the bottom lip and stick it along the bottom jaw. Add the cheeks by placing short strands on the edges of the mouth and bending them slightly. Make the nostrils by placing 2 small balls flat at the end of the beak and making a hole in each with a toothpick. Place the eyes on the front of the head. To make the eyebrows, roll thin strips and place them along the top of the eyeball. Roll smaller strips to place along the bottom of the eye to make the eyelids. That's it! Your splendiferous Jurassic creature is ready for the oven.